Welcome back to the world of post-apocalyptic tales. In this second part of our list, we dive into 9 more American series that take us to ravaged cities, dangerous wastelands, and worlds where survival is the ultimate challenge. Here's the continuation of a lineup that will thrill every post-apocalyptic fan. Number 9. Revolution. The world was plunged into darkness in an instant. All the technology that people were so proud of ceased to exist. No light, no machines, no internet. Everything that built modernity went out, leaving people in chaos. Years after the event, the land as we know it has become wild territory, where power and strength are brutally separated. Cities that once teemed with life now stand in ruins, and survival becomes a daily struggle. In a world where people have gone back to basics, one family hides a dark secret, the key to why the world plunged into darkness and whether there's a way to turn it all around. But this secret is not safe. On their trail is a ruthless militia that will stop at nothing to take over humanity. This is a story of desperation, betrayal, and an attempt to find hope in a world where only memories of a former civilization remain. Number 8. Falling skies. Earth as we know it has ceased to exist. In the blink of an eye, high-tech alien forces swept through our cities, destroying civilization, taking away our families, our homes, our lives. This was no mere invasion. It was a total takeover. Humanity was on the brink of extinction, and the handful of survivors, overwhelmed and weakened, face a brutal choice: hide, fight, or maybe even ally with the enemy. In this new reality, Tom Mason, a former history teacher, must become a leader, fighting for the survival of his family and what's left of humanity. Every day is a struggle for breath. Every step could be the last. In a world full of betrayal, chaos, and inhuman beasts, the only thing that gives hope is courage and the memory of who we once were. Number 7. Twisted Metal. In a scorched, devastated land full of dangers, where humanity has long forgotten what safety is, a brutal struggle for survival continues. In a world where law and order is only a memory, crime and madness have taken over every corner. A lone outsider gets a unique opportunity to deliver a mysterious package through unknown territories full of death and destruction. Standing in his way is an army of psychopathic drivers, including the mysterious Clown Sweet Tooth, whose dilapidated ice cream truck and sinister smile are like a nightmare from the darkest corners of the mind. Their weapons are not only death machines, but also their own twisted vision of a world where every day is a game for life. The struggle for survival becomes a scene full of dark horror, unbridled fury, and terrifying chaos, where every decision is a step on the thin line between life and inevitable death. Endless. Number 5. Fear the Walking Dead. As a spin-off of the cult, The Walking Dead, this series takes us back to the early days of the zombie apocalypse, showing how it all began and how the world slowly descended into chaos. Here there are no heroes ready to fight. There are only ordinary people who have to face unimaginable horrors from day to day. The action takes us to the streets of Los Angeles, where the first signs of the epidemic turn everyday life into a nightmare. From ordinary families to complicated characters with a past, everyone who stands in the way must face their own demons while avoiding the undead. Number 4. Sweet Tooth. In a world where a mysterious virus has wreaked havoc on humanity, a story unfolds about unusual children, hybrids of humans and animals who were born after the outbreak. Dark suspicions grow that they may have been the cause of the catastrophe, and their existence has become a curse and a disturbing symbol of what has been lost. At the heart of this frightening new reality is Gus, a half-boy, half-deer who lives far from civilization, hidden from the world by his guardian. But when their refuge is discovered, Gus embarks on a terror-filled journey through a world that has become a labyrinth of danger and an obsession with hybrids. Each step along the way is a balancing act between the human desire to survive and hatred of what is different. Number 3. Z Nation. After a deadly pandemic that nearly annihilated humanity, the world has become a nightmare overrun by endless hordes of zombies. A handful of survivors are fighting for survival as they travel across the ravaged United States. Among them is a man who may be the key to saving humanity, the only survivor of a zombie bite. His blood holds the secret to a potential vaccine, but the road to a safe laboratory is hell on Earth. Threats lurk not only in the form of monsters, but also people ready to do anything to survive. Every step is a deadly trap, and the tension in the group increases with every moment as the truth about their comrade comes out. Number 2. Snowpiercer. The Earth has turned into a deathly cold, frozen desert. All of humanity is nearly extinct, and the survivors have found refuge in a mile-long train that circles the globe non-stop. There is a strict hierarchy aboard the Snowpiercer, from luxurious carriages for the elite to dark, cramped compartments at the end for the poor. Everyday life becomes a brutal struggle for survival, with death lurking around every corner. In a world of icy emptiness, any mistake means freezing in the blink of an eye, and the lines between humanity and bestiality are as thin as ice. As tensions mount, a revolt begins, and the thin layer of social order begins to crack, revealing the terrifying truth about life on the brink of humanity's collapse. Number 1. Fallout. 200 years after the Holocaust, the world is but a shadow of its former reality. Among the ashes and radioactive dust stand they, the inhabitants of the vaults, who survived but are now forced to return to the surface. The safety of concrete walls and closed corridors is replaced by a world full of madness and violence, where every place hides a deadly danger. Deformed creatures that used to be humans hunt down anything alive, and the remnants of humanity have lost themselves in brutal fights for survival. This world is strangely grotesque, full of absurd, dark visions where every step could be the last. Facing the terrifying reality of the mutated world is inevitable, and surviving in it almost impossible. And that's it for the second part of our list. I hope this lineup helped you discover new series that take you to captivating post-apocalyptic worlds. Let us know in the comments which ones you've already seen and which you plan to watch. Thanks for watching, and see you in future rankings.